The Great Pyramid of Giza, the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza Plateau on the outskirts of Cairo, is the only remaining wonder of the ancient world. It was constructed over 4,500 years ago as a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu. Built from over 2 million stone blocks, it remained the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. But how exactly did they build it? And what do we know about its construction and purpose? Join us as we take a journey back in time to find out. The idea of building pyramids had been around for some time before the first pyramid was constructed. The earliest examples of pyramids were step pyramids. The bent pyramid and the red pyramid are two of the most well-known. They were constructed during the early 4th dynasty of Egypt, with the true pyramid shape being developed later. By the time Khufu came into power, the technique of building true pyramids had already been perfected. So when he decided to build his pyramid, the best architects and engineers were called upon to construct the greatest pyramid ever seen. The construction of the Great Pyramid took an estimated 20 to 30 years to complete, beginning around 2580 BC and ending around 2560 BC. It's believed that around 100,000 workers worked on the pyramid in 3 shifts, each working 100 days at a time. The workers would have lived in a nearby town called Dome, with its own hospital, administrative buildings, and possibly even public baths. There they would have dined on beer, bread and meat, perhaps even fruit and vegetables grown in the Nile Delta. The limestone blocks used to build the outer layer of the pyramid were transported from Tura, just south of modern Cairo. Limestone was chosen for its durability and because it was easier to work with than granite. The inner chambers of the pyramid were constructed from granite, which was quarried further down the Nile. The massive stones, some weighing up to 80 tons, were hauled across the desert using wooden sledges and ropes. A team of oxen would have been required to move each one. Once at the site, the stones were lifted into place using a ramp system and levers. No mortar was used in the construction of the pyramid. Instead, the stones were precisely cut so that they fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. But how did the builders manage to achieve such precision without any modern tools or technology? Well, according to one theory, they used a simple but effective technique known as trial and error. Each block had 2 sloping sides and 2 flat sides. The builders would roll the block across the pyramid until it reached its correct position, where it would fit perfectly between the other stones. Of course, this method required skilled craftsmanship and a lot of patience, but it was effective. In fact, some blocks in the Great Pyramid have such precise angles that even today we can measure the error to be no more than 1/100th of a degree. Quite an achievement, considering they had no advanced tools. But why exactly were the pyramids built? We don't know for sure, but we have some clues. The Egyptians kept detailed records of their history on the walls of tombs and temples, but unfortunately, many of these structures have been destroyed over the centuries. What we do know comes from the few remaining records and from the artifacts found inside the pyramids. The Egyptians believed that the pharaohs were divine, and when they died, they became the property of the gods. As such, the pharaohs were treated like gods while they were alive and mummified after their death so that they could live on in the afterlife. The pyramids were built as tombs for the pharaohs and their families, and each one was designed to be a replica of the sun god Ra's bark, complete with a mast at the top to catch the sun's rays. The interior of the pyramid was filled with treasures that the pharaoh would need in the afterlife, as well as servants who had been sacrificed so that they could serve him in the next world. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos about ancient Egypt and other fascinating topics. Thanks for watching.